Welcome to John Polidon. Well, it's only 7 weeks, John, and we'll be back in India. You've,
Wow, that's incredible.
I know it's too fast. I mean, I better start thinking about packing, I suppose. Look, you've actually previously attended our trip as an e-com expert, and you obviously go to India regularly because you've got a manufacturer over there that you're working with. So, do you want to just tell us a little bit more about your experience, what you do in your
Oh, great.
life?
Oh, yeah. I've been working in India for going on 6 years now, and I originally been I started my e-commerce business through China, and I did them for about 5 years, and then I moved everything over to India about 6 years ago, and been going to India once or twice a year ever since. I even went to India in the middle of COVID, believe it or not.
Wow, you're brave.
Experience, but no, a lot of my travel has been to southern India. That's where my factories are at. I'm in the apparel business, and uh, but since working with the India Sourcing Group, we're starting to do more work in visiting northern India, and interesting differences. Quite a bit of difference, but it's pretty exciting. And one thing I'm looking forward to, Margaret, is that fantastic food that we have during the trip. I mean, I'm a big fan of Indian food, spending as much time in India as I have, and that is some of the best that I've ever had.
Yeah, no,
So,
the food is beautiful. But for those of you who are watching who think, oh, Indian food every day, we do a mix. Megla is very clever and she'll give you some Western food one day and some Indian food the next. So you don't end up, missing any of the
that's
trip.
absolutely true. And a lot of it's buffet style, so it gets you an opportunity to try things you might not normally try, but you're not really kind of forced into anything. So,
That's right, yeah. And John, why do you think people should join the trip? What do you think is the benefits of joining our trip?
clearly, it's an acceleration to your e-commerce journey. You can spend going back and forth with phone calls and emails and whatnot, but to go over there, have the coaching and the guidance and the brainstorming from the coaches like myself, or even with your co people on the trip. It really kind of puts a whole new perspective on the process. And having an opportunity to go to like the Delhi Trade Fair, having so much in one place, whether you're going there looking for one specific thing or you're going there just with a totally open mind, it really kind of hedges your bet so that you don't make an economic mistake and you come out of the gate with a success.
Yeah, and look, I find, every time we go to the fair, I find so many different products that I've never seen before. It's not like you're walking down the aisle and it's the same stall and the guy's got exactly the same products. They usually take their latest products to the market, and quite often they're not even actually released anywhere else yet. They bring them to the fair as their first showing. So I think it's, you're in the spot to see something that nobody else has ever seen before as well, which makes it really good. Now, just with your knowledge, obviously you said you've moved from China to India. How did you find that move and the benefits of doing that? How did you find that went?
Oh, well, let me just say I would never consider going back the other direction.
Right. Okay.
In today's international market, if you pay attention to the news, sourcing in China has to be making some people nervous.
Yeah.
Uh, So I pulled out of China just because I found them increasingly harder work to work with, and moved over to India. The one obvious thing in working in India is the language
Mm.
and and the warmth of the people. It's doing business as India in India is so much more comfortable, and it's you know you, nothing is easy.
Well, that's right.
And
Yeah.
the potential for problems, no matter where you're going to be doing business with, whether it's down the street or in another continent. But I can honestly say working in India has been a major step forward for us, and uh, we are very happy with it. And wouldn't really go back the other direction
No,
at all.
that's good. Now, obviously, you've got quite lots of experience in lots of different things, but yeah, obviously, if there's people on the trip who want to know about sourcing, obviously, fabrics and
Yeah.
material, you've done a lot of work on that. You've obviously done a lot of work on tech packs, garments, design, and all that. So obviously you've got a lot of knowledge. Do you want to just speak a little bit about how you got
Sure,
on with that?
sure. I'm actually a degreed engineer. I spent the majority of my career before I got into entrepreneurialism in manufacturing, whether it be automotive or plastics, packaging, all different kinds of electronics, consumer products, etc. A lot of them for larger corporations. But since I've been on the entrepreneurial side, I have my own men's underwear brand that's based on a patent that I invented. And like I said, we source that and we have that manufactured in India. I actually have employees in India that work with and manage my factories. And that's why I get over to India on an occasion, usually once or twice a year. But then I also have an e-commerce 3PL warehouse business in Jacksonville, Florida. And a lot of India sourcing customers, members are my customers, and we're very appreciative of that. We really we're kind of the process where post show, okay, now you found your product, and you got your product made, and now you need a destination for your product, and we are a good choice in terms of working together, getting the product landed in the United States, and keeping Amazon well fed, or if you want to get into multi-channel or Walmart or Etsy, etc. We help all of our customers do that.
Yeah, well, look, I can say, I use John's Warehouse, and, it's very seamless, very easy to deal with, and his rates are phenomenal. So you will not do better than anywhere in America with his storage rates, and his, all his fees are fantastic. And I think to just your knowledge, like if someone's on the trip and is thinking about Amazon, but thinking, oh, should I do Shopify? Should I do Walmart? I don't know how to do it. Obviously, you sell your products. Well, actually, you sell FBM. And do you want to actually tell people why you sell FBM, not FBA?
Yeah, we have 3 e-commerce websites plus Amazon plus Walmart for our underwear brand, and we do FBM because running the numbers, it makes the most sense for us, because we sell multiples a lot of our products, and when you're if you do FBA, the product the cost is X. If you sell 2 products, the cost is 2X. You sell 5 products, the cost is 5X. We sell a lot of times 5 pair, so that under the 3PL model, or our model, the second, third, fourth, fifth pair are very small additional costs.
Right, yeah.
So the other thing of that is the whole return process. You can't afford to have a bad experience with a return. Send out used underwear to a customer. That's just
Yeah, and Amazon are very good at putting your stock back in.
really bad. That's just really bad. Yeah, and then Amazon will turn around and blame you for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why we do the FBM, and we've been doing FBM for 10 years, and we're very, very good at it. Whether it's FBM or Shopify or Walmart or Etsy or whatever, it's basically the same process. But that's not to say that we don't do a lot with FBA.
Yeah.
A lot of our customers are FBA, and we have a process where we support our customers in doing FBA drip feed.
Yeah.
And probably one of the things I'll be talking about in India is the whole question about how much product do I put into FBA, and how do I protect myself from overstorage fees or removal orders or things like that.
Yes.
Those are really hot topics.
It's becoming very important, at the moment.
Exactly. And as costs for storage at Amazon have escalated, probably really starting with COVID, but ever since, it's just been more and more and more expensive and punitive if you have slow moving inventory on Amazon. So we have some ideas and some concepts that we'll share, that how to make sure that you figure out what to sell. I mean, how much to put in Amazon at the time, and how to protect yourself from those kind of costs.
That's right. Yeah, so look, guys, if you want to listen to John and hear and pick his brains for all his wealth of knowledge on so many different facets of the sourcing and shipping and Amazon and everything else that he knows about, please join us on the trip. Now, our next trip is on the 10th to the 17th of October. So if you want to come along, there's still time to book on that. We have a code in the screen there. Now, if you use the code FBM, you will get $300 off the trip. And look, attending our trip, it will propel, as John said, it's just going to move your business forward. You're going to save so much time, and you're going to be making money a lot faster than trying to go back and forwards with samples and find your supplier and everything else. So I think, the trip, even though it might, you think it's an expense, it's a business expense, and it's going to, at the end of the day, make you money from what you learn and the friends you meet as well. I think so many people from each of our trips have now got little mastermind groups and friendship groups that they can work together, help each other. You've always got someone to call on if you're especially on your own. I think it does
Well, I
help.
can tell you, Margaret, ever since with the last trip, I'm talking to the people from the last trip multiple times a week.
Yeah, no, it is. It's amazing.
Those are relationships that were started over there that are ongoing and very strong, and look forward to meeting a whole new group of people
Yes, no,
and
can't wait.
whole new group of relationships.
Yeah, and we've got some, great other experts coming from the US and Australia and all over the world. So, yeah, it'll be really good. So, thanks for your time today, John. And we'll see you in, well, actually under 7 weeks, because we're actually doing Ecom Summit as well, which is 3 days before the trip. So, we'll see John in about 6 weeks. All right. Thanks very much, John.
Thank
Bye.
you.